Everybody loves to have fresh flowers in their house, and I'm going to talk to you today about a few easy ways to do that. I know it's very intimidating to kind of design things, but if you go with a monochromatic scheme, it's very easy to get away with a really interesting design, just a few flowers here and there. So I've got lots of colors over here, but we're actually going to break them into individual colors. We can even start with white right here. So we've got some different white flowers we can work with, some nice tulips, some hyacinths. And most people always think of white as for monochromatic. So just kind of gathering the flowers together in one hand. And I like to almost hold them as a bouquet and then kind of work my way around, spinning. Starts to look nice already. And then adding some hyacinths in. Hyacinths are nice and fragrant too, so that's always great. Just holding it tight where we like it. Kind of forming a bouquet at this point almost. That looks nice and full. And I like to, a simple way to make a nice arrangement is to keep that like that, and then just chop all at the same point. So cutting all that excess off. And I have these little hair rubber bands. You probably can't see it. It's just a tiny little rubber band to hold it together. Doesn't take much, just one little rubber band to hold it. And there you go. A simple little arrangement, full. Next we've got some yellow. We've got some solidago, some, of course, sunflowers. We're going to use yellow. And I thought it would be neat to throw an unexpected thing in. Just some lemons can be used in an arrangement in a fun way, making a bouquet as so. Just simple, again, cutting them all at once, flush, adding our rubber band. It's a little tall. Let's cut it a little shorter. That's the one thing too that's important is you try not to cut it too short because you can never add stem, but you can always keep cutting it shorter. So there we go. And to add some bold little statements in there, here's just a little skewer. I like to poke it in there and just kind of put them in there nicely and hide that stem. It's just a neat little accent, and you get a nice fragrance of lemon too. And this will last a good 3 or 4 days easily with these lemons. Just really happy, joyful arrangement right there with the yellows. Yellow is a very exciting color too, especially in the spring, early spring or winter, when we're still trying to bounce back from snow and gray days. It's nice to see a bright, bold yellow. Orange Gerber daisies. Some really nice orange double tulips. And an orange, just like our lemon, adds a nice, bold color. So again, we're gonna kind of gather them in one hand and kind of place our Gerber daisies at the height just below the tulips, kind of a nice height we want. Kind of pull the tulips up and down to give them some different sizes. And tulips will move around also. They like to kind of move as they grow, as they soak up water. They'll kind of have a mind of their own, which is fun. They'll move towards light if they're near a window. So again, just grasping all at once. And then one big chop. And a rubber band around there. And in the little vase. And I kind of like that orange, that they're kind of the same tones of orange. They're real fiery where this is more of a tangerine orange almost, if you want to call it that. I like that little protrusion. Since it's so big, I think we'll just go with one. But there you go, a fun little orange arrangement, maybe for, you know, a UT football game or something. Might stand out real nice, be appropriate in a bathroom or something. I think with this I'll start with the hyacinths in the center and work our way around the edge with these iris, forming our little miniature bouquet. And the textures of these two are really nice against each other because the iris have such big petals and the hyacinths have such small little flowers, so they really accentuate each other with their textures. You have a nice little purple-blue arrangement. I think we'll start with our tulips in the center so they can really give us some height. Let them be kind of tall. We'll use our alstroemeria next. And again, one stem at a time, kind of adding it and rotating around so we get a full symmetrical arrangement, which is what we're doing here. So these would work on the center of a table somewhere because all sides are going to look nice. Slowly adding more where it fit. Get just a few of these dark purple chrysanthemums in here. They almost get lost in there with that Incan lily. And that's something too, doing this form. If you don't like something, you can just quickly pull it out. So just kind of putting things in, looking at it, seeing if you like it, maybe taking it out and finding something else to put in with it. This is kind of a dark maroon smoke bush. I think will look really nice as a bold accent against it. And monochromatic is not necessarily the exact same color, but the same kind of color family. So this purpley, almost brown burgundy smoke flower really works well with these dark purple flowers. So once I've got it, you know, where I think I like it, for the most part, kind of move things around. You can always push and pull things to where they need to go. We're going to use that same kind of holding everything together and then chopping off at the base to give us one uniform bottom. And then just putting it down in our vase. I think I like these in the middle more. So using the same colors, it looks like an elaborate arrangement, but using the same colors with different textures, you get a really interesting and fun arrangement that's not that difficult to make. So, but one of my favorite things to use are green flowers. We've got some kind of yellowy green alstroemeria here. Green is also kind of like a white. It's very universal. It can be used in any room. It's going to work. It's going to look great with every color. It's our background in nature, so that's why it's so wonderful. So we've got some hellebores here that are green. They're kind of past their flowering time. And this is the time that actually hellebores are the best to use as cut flowers. When they start forming their seed heads, they're going to last a lot longer in a vase if they're at this point and the flowers have firmed up. And hosta leaves. Hosta leaves are great in flower arrangements. They make a really nice backdrop and a collar for the arrangement. I think we just need a few of these. Putting in some of these hellebores up above the alstroemeria because they're kind of neat. Let them stand up in there. And using our hostas around the edge. Got real interesting arrangement there with just green flowers and some foliage. So again, just some Alstroemeria, hellebores, and some hosta leaves. You can find these things anywhere. I actually got all these flowers from a local grocery store. So nothing special, nothing you can't find anywhere. Everything from a grocery store and a few things out of my yard. Rubber band it here. Get our vase. Those hosta leaves are really a bold statement in a vase. It lets you appreciate the leaf when it's in a setting like this. So something kind of fun and different. And this should last a week or two. Also, all these flowers and leaves will really slowly open. They're not anything that's going to go bad fast. Kind of putting them in mass together right there is really neat too. If you wanted to do that for something in the spring would be really fun. Maybe an Easter event. You've kind of got that rainbow thing going on with the burst of each color on a tablescape would be really nice and striking. So all of these colors are vibrant and bright and really interesting, but if you look at them in black and white, then you can really see the textures because you don't focus on the colors. So we've got this fine texture of something and this really bold, big texture of this lemon and the bold textures of the petals of the sunflowers. When you put it in black and white, you really notice the textures because you're not distracted by the flowers. Now you can do this at home using your phone. A lot of times you can take a picture of something and then go into the settings of it and change it to black and white and see that there's those big, bold textures against each other, against fine textures, and it looks really neat in black and white or in color. Even you can create something simple and beautiful in your house. There's no reason to be afraid of it. There's no reason to think you can't do it. All you have to do is really try. And you're gonna make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time using flowers. That's why I like to hold them up and see what looks good and what doesn't. You can always take it apart and start over from the beginning. So just have fun and try something new.